I can't be the only one that's gone full circle in my kayak rigging techniques.
Fishyaker.com, the original kayak rigging video series.
For those that have fished with me over the years or simply watched my videos on YouTube, you've seen how my kayak rigging has evolved. I mentioned a little bit, yesterday when I was doing the last video about how I've gone full circle. Well, if you'd gotten to know me and fished with me 10 or 15 years ago, you'd see that my cockpit of my kayak looked a lot like the cockpit of a fighter jet. I had everything you could ever imagine on my kayak. Maybe it's because I'm getting old, maybe because I'm simplifying things, but I've really gone full circle. And I'm wondering how many of you guys have been the same way. A lot of the kayak fishing industry now has gone to technology and gadgets. Back in the day, we had to make all those things ourselves. There were a few things that were manufactured for kayaks, but not a whole lot. So back then, I made all sorts of things, and most of us did. And we had all sorts of stuff all over our kayaks, down from fish finders to you name it, everything else. Maybe, like I said, maybe getting old, maybe getting lazy, but now I really like the concept of simplifying on my kayak. Well, think about it. Why did we get into kayaks? We probably got into kayaks because they're less expensive, they're compact, they're easy to transport, easy to car top, easy to throw in the back of a pickup truck, and easy to get wherever we wanted to go, knowing that we couldn't get as far as we could if we had a power boat. That being said, one of the reasons we got into it was the simplicity of it. Don't get me wrong, again, I love all these gadgets and technology. It's done wonders for the sport. It's really made us more mainstream. Back before, you didn't introduce yourself as a kayak fisherman. You said, oh, I'm a fisherman, I just happen to fish out of a kayak. Now, kayak fishing is almost like its own industry, its own sub-sport under fishing and under kayaking. But, like I said, I've gone full circle. When I started kayak fishing about 15 years ago, I had so many bells and whistles on my kayaks. Everything I could put on there, I did. The best example is going to some of these major, national kayak fishing tournaments. You see so many things on those kayaks those guys have on there. But my question is, how much of that stuff do you use? When I did this 10 or 15 years ago, I had all sorts of electronics on my kayaks. I'd carry 6 or more rods, you name it, all sorts of stuff. But I've actually, over the last couple of years, really started to simplify. There's a couple of reasons for that. A, maybe I'm becoming a better angler. B, maybe I'm fishing the same waters over and over and I don't need a fish finder or a GPS. Or C, maybe I'm just in too much of a hurry for the time I get the kayak off the car or off the trailer into the water. I don't feel like tossing so much stuff into it. But I've really gone full circle, like I said. I can't be the only one out there that has. I love all these gadgets. I love all these things. But now, I simply use it when I'm going out on the kayak. I put 1 or 2 of those gadgets on it, but not the whole, truckload of stuff on it. Maybe it's just me. But I'm wondering again, have you gone full circle in your kayak rigging? If so, post up and comment, share the video, let me know. But again, maybe it's because of my age, maybe I'm lazy, maybe I've gotten to be a better fisherman, but I don't use all that stuff on the kayak anymore. It's still cool. I love the stuff. I still love helping design the stuff, and I like using it, but I don't put them all on there at once. Especially, gets in the room from things. Like if I'm fly fishing, you get the fly line twisted all over everything. Or it's just more stuff there, if you're like me, when you turtle, it's more stuff to lose. I don't know, a lot of reasons. But I've gone full circle, and I guess I'm a lot less stressed about it when I get on the water. It's less to worry about. So, anyway, want to comment, just bring it up. Like I said, nothing against technology and gadgetry. I love them as much as the next guy. But I just don't use all that stuff anymore. Food for thought.